What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So here are my draft grades for day one of the NFL draft. First and foremost, thank you for everyone who came out and, chilled at the watch party. It's going to be going down again today when you see this video at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I had a great time. Hopefully you did too. If you weren't there, hopefully you can make it tonight. But yeah, we're gonna go through 26 teams were actually involved in the first round. I'm gonna give you my grades for them and why. I'm gonna kind of just try to run through this so it's not too long. I lost a fight cleaning my fan right after the draft, and can't wait to change this shirt. I just wanted to hurry up and get this done, edit it, and just make sure it was ready for you tomorrow. Go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. Let's go ahead, let's get in. We're gonna start with the Bengals. Joe Burrow, obviously A+. They did what they were supposed to. You're gonna see I'm gonna dole out some A+ for teams that did what they were supposed to. For instance, the Redskins, they went Chase Young. Yeah, they couldn't get a trade down, but they drafted the right player since they were stuck there at number 2. At 3, the Detroit Lions, I gave them an A+ as well. They got Jeffrey Okudah, who fits Matt Patricia's scheme perfectly. They did good. Yeah, it's unfortunate they couldn't get a trade back, but it is what it is. And the New York Giants, I went ahead, gave them an A+ as well. They got Andrew Thomas, who was my top ranked tackle in this draft, so I think they did good. He could play the right, he could play on the left. Ideally, he'll eventually replace Solder there, so good on them. The Miami Dolphins, I gave him a B-. First, not A+ grade. So the Tua pick, I was like, you know what? They didn't have to trade up for him. Good on them. That's an A+. But it gets a little iffy from there because I think they went ahead. They drafted 2 guys who they're developmental prospects to me, and I know they're not trying to compete next year. But I'm glad they were able to trade down and get a 4th rounder out of it from the Packers. And they got Noah Nagani, who eventually he will be a really good press corner, but again, very raw, but he's got huge physical upside. Same with Jackson, dude. He's very, very raw, but extremely athletic. He did get sauced by some of the better competition this year, AJ Epinesa, Bradley Ane, but it kind of hurt with Josh Jones still on the board. So B- grade for the Dolphins. The Chargers, I'm giving them a C+. The Herbert pickup, that's, you know what, it's an A+, just because they didn't trade up. If that's the quarterback they wanted, that's the quarterback they think is going to be the franchise quarterback, then good on you. You didn't have to move up for him. He came to you. That's great. You got your guy you wanted. But after that, they traded, and I didn't include the second round pick on here on accident. There's a few typos in here, so I'll call them out when I see them, but too late to go back and adjust those. So they lost the 2nd and 3rd round. I instantly thought, okay, cool. They're moving up to draft a tackle, like maybe like Josh Jones, who I'm surprised is still available going into round 2. But they get Kenneth Murray, who I don't hate the pick. I hate what they gave up for the pick. For me, that was far too much. Now they don't have a pick till the 4th round, and by then probably a lot of the tackles who probably would get an opportunity to start, they're all gone. So C+ for me. The Carolina Panthers, Derek Brown. If you're not new to the channel, you know I'm not the biggest Derek Brown fan as far as him being a top 10 pick. I think they had a chance to get Isaiah Simmons, so I give him a C. Could be a C+. It's just an average move that I don't think will move the needle too much. Speaking of Isaiah Simmons, Cardinals, they get an A+. They got a steal here. They draft value. Good on you, Cardinals. Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm giving them a nice B. They drafted Henderson, who, yeah, I don't think is a top 10 guy, but you know what? They needed to address the secondary. They needed to address corner. They did that, and then getting Kayvon Chason, I thought was pretty good value, considering he probably could have went somewhere between the 10th and 17th pick, and he didn't. They just let him come to him. if they can make a move, I expect them fully to make a move, trade in Yannick Ngakoue some way, somehow. So we'll see, but I thought it was a pretty solid first round for the Jaguars. And then I got the Browns. I'm giving them an A on Jedrick Wills. I love the pick. It's great value. He was falling down boards. I thought he could have went as high as 4, but he ended up coming down here. The only reason it's not A+ is because he hasn't played left tackle. And that's where he's probably going to get it, where they expect him to play. Coughlin's going to stay on there on the right. They're going to expect Wills to play left. So I think it's going to be a bit of a learning curve, but overall, it's still a great pick. New York Jets, I'm giving it a C+, man. Mekhi Becton. Very raw. He's probably going to come in and play left. He can play right as well. I just thought I have Josh Jones higher on my board, and then Tristan Wirfs was still available. I would have honestly went either of the top 3 receivers over this pick as well. I'm just not high on Becton, so I'm giving it an average C+. And then I almost said Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. I'm getting a C-. I was okay with the Henry Ruggs pick. I was a little bummed that I thought CeeDee Lamb was a better fit there, but I was okay with the Ruggs pick. But then Damon Arnett, a guy who I got a 3rd round grade on, they snag at 19. Really sank the grade for me. This is your Mike Mayock pick, just like Cleveland Farrell was a super reach. Here is your Mayock super reach of the NFL draft. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm giving them a solid A-. They were able to, I didn't think they had to trade down. I mean, they ended up losing a 4th round pick for it, but they did get a 7th. But getting Tristan Wirfs, very nice move. It's going to come in, immediately be a contributor and help protect Brady. So I like that. San Francisco 49ers, I got them having a B+. They did a variety of moves that I really, really like. I don't like the idea that they lost that 4th round that they just picked up and a 5th round, but getting Kinlaw, getting Brandon Ayuk, or Ayuk. I don't know. I was nailing it during the stream, I promise. But I like those picks there. They're really good. They're going to be immediate contributors. I love the Kinlaw pick. And then even trading down and picking up a 4th rounder and still getting Kinlaw, he's going to immediately can be that 0 tech. You just replaced, think about it, you just replaced DeForest Buckner with a guy who has a huge ceiling. So essentially you traded DeForest Buckner for Javon Kinlaw and a 4th rounder that they eventually used to get Brandon Ayuk. Denver Broncos, A+. They let the draft come to them. Jerry Jeudy ended up falling just like in my mock. You did well. You did good. Atlanta Falcons, I'm giving them a C+ on the AJ Terrell pickup. It's average because you know what? They made the pick that they should. They picked value. They went with, as far as positional value, they went secondary. Secondary is very important. Glad they didn't really go anywhere else. They weren't able to get a deal done with Chase to trade up to take Chase Young, but they did what they were supposed to with Christian Fulton on the board still, someone who I have higher, and even Trevon Diggs. I'm a bit, but I think this is a very solid pick. I don't know if he's going to be much more than a solid corner in the NFL, so that's kind of why I got the average grade for him. Then the Cowboys, they nailed CeeDee Lamb. If I could give this a higher grade than A+, I would. Brilliant move. Not even a move. They took value. They took the right pick. CeeDee Lamb fall into the Cowboys. Dak, you have, oh my gosh, you have an unbelievable playmakers on your offense. This is ridiculous. Good job on the Cowboys. I love it. The Eagles, I love their pick as well with Jalen Reagor. If you're not new to the channel, you know I'm a huge Jalen Reagor believer, a huge Jalen Reagor fan. They got a very, very speedy wide out there who no one in this draft creates as much separation as Jalen Reagor, so I gave him a good old A-. The Minnesota Vikings, I'm giving them an A+. They did work. First, Justin Jefferson, I was a bit indifferent. I like the player. Don't know how the fit is, but thinking about Kirk Cousins, he loves those underneath routes. Justin Jefferson, he'll be able to just eat defenses alive in the slot. So I like that. And then be able to pick up a 4th and a 5th round pick and then snag in Jeff Gladney. Just masterful move. I love it. And then the New England Patriots, the team that robbed the Chargers, they were able to trade back. Didn't pick in the first round, but they were able to snag a 2nd and a 3rd. And with how much talent is going to be there in that second round, good on you, Patriots. They found good trade down value. And then the New Orleans Saints, I gave them a C. You could even maybe push it to C+. I just don't get the move with Cesar Ruiz. I love the prospect, but their offensive line was probably the least of their concerns coming into the draft. For a team that I think is playing for the next 2 years, it's either Super Bowl or bust. I would think they would at least get a playmaker or a difference maker on defense, but they didn't, so I give them a C. And the Green Bay Packers, hard D+. I really had to think this over, and I know I got a 4th round. They actually lost a 4th round. The Dolphins just swindled them for a 4th rounder. So getting Jordan Love, why? I figure, why not get Aaron Rodgers more weapons? If anything, now you just pissed off Aaron. That's what I'm assuming. Like, I don't know. Are you gonna get this guy to? You think Aaron's gonna come in and like mentor Love? He might very well, but I don't know. I would expect them to actually get Rodgers weapons. I think the only winner in this is Jordan Love, who gets to sit behind Aaron Rodgers and develop. He doesn't have to start right away. I don't think the Packers won this at all, but Jordan Love, he came out a big winner because of this. And I mean, we could be looking back at this and Jordan Love does become this like Pat Mahomes-esque, let's be honest, at best, esque type quarterback. And then it looks really, really good, but there is a big bust rate when it comes to Jordan Love. And then here's my lowest grade in the draft, the Seahawks. They get an F. I have Jordan Brooks as a 4th round linebacker, 4th round graded prospect. At best, 3rd round. And the Seahawks just snag him here, late 1st. It's an F. It's a guy. He's a guy that's also somewhat of a liability in coverage, something he's still kind of like learning, but he is a bit of a liability in coverage. What he is a downhill take on blocks type of linebacker. It's just not great value. It's an F. On to the Baltimore Ravens, who did do the right thing. They let value come to them. They were able to get Patrick Queen, a guy who can be a difference maker in coverage. I love the pick. I love the fit. Baltimore, you did good. You got an A. Tennessee Titans, they're getting a C-. I thought they would have maybe taken a receiver, try to help their investment in Tannehill, but instead they grabbed a very good run blocker, iffy at best pass protector in Isaiah Wilson. I knew he was going to go somewhere in the late 1st round. Just the rumors, they were rampant. But I was very surprised for a team, especially that signed Dennis Kelly to a 3-year deal, to just use him as a bridge tackle. And even so, a bridge tackle for Wilson is kind of, I mean, if anything, this is a really good fit for Wilson. It's a run-heavy team. They're gonna just utilize the heck out of the play action. So it's a good fit. But C-, I don't like the value. The Kansas City Chiefs rounded us out here, and I gave them a D+. They went with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, I love it. I love the idea of Clyde Edwards-Helaire in this offense, but first and foremost, I'm not a big fan of drafting running backs in the 1st round. And at that, he was my 3rd ranked running back. I mean, if anything, I thought it would have been like a DeAndre Swift. Even Jonathan Taylor would have made a little more sense. It's a great fit, but if this was the guy you're going with, then I don't see why not just trade down. It's just they could have went elsewhere. Their defense is still in this awkward rebuild. Just for me, it didn't make sense. So D+ it is. But that's it for the video. Go ahead to the YouTube theme. That's always much appreciated, much obliged. And until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.